Cities is a bad sports town. You know why? I've said this a million times. You want to know why it is? I'm Marky Billson, by the way. Tri-City Sports Now. You heard my liner. You can also listen to me wherever you are, jetbroadcasting.live, or like us on Facebook, 1420 WEMB Sports Radio. We are the most liked sports radio station in the market. And as a result, most liked sports radio station in the market. And as a result, we put, maybe not as a result, but we put the show archived in the video section of the Facebook page. So what you're hearing right now, you can actually watch later and see this handsome face of mine and the fact that I've been trying to put my cowlicked hair back and all this sort of stuff. And also my you know what? I got my AC/DC tie on. And you know why I got my AC/DC tie? There's a report, I gotta watch on this, that AC/DC might be announcing with Brian Johnson back, he's evidently fixed his hearing, he's got an implant or something, that they'll do a world tour. Now there's no bigger news than that, folks. I mean, that's just, But that's the rumor mill out there. So we'll see. I gotta try to get some people on AC/DC on this show. I mean, that would be just the crown jewel. That would, I say, people I would like on this show. I have a few, I threw out a couple of feelers right now, and they gotta put that buckle. But guys I'd really like on this show, for me, I mean, just for my personal, oh boy, these are guys I like. Terry Bradshaw would be one. Number two would be Brian Johnson of AC/DC. I've met these people before, I just haven't, And William Shatner. Made my life when William Shatner commented on one of my tweets. Okay, so those are my, I gotta get working on that. Yeah, guys 70 something or more. Well, guys you grow up with in your youth and all that. So forever cool to moi. LaVar Ball really thinks he's cool. Does he not? I mean, and I didn't talk much about him because he seems to be, he is boorish. And it got to be after a period of time that I said, I don't know why this person is getting so much attention. Oh, well, he, moves the needle and all that. Well, okay, but in the way possibly that, the geek at the sideshow that bites the head off the chicken gets attention. You averaged 2 points a game at Washington State back when, and you think you could have back in the day beat Michael Jordan one-on-one? He said these things. How do you go back to him as a member of the media saying, yes, you have credibility, tell us more? Now, he does have some good sons playing basketball and such, but he also tried to create, remember, a shoe brand. But Lonzo Ball is now wearing Nikes, and he has sued a Big Baller brand co-founder for an alleged fraudulent scream. He's covered up his Big Baller brand tattoo. And now he's in New Orleans, of course, and not Los Angeles. And although in the NFL, I really don't think that means a lot, who's a bigger star, Drew Brees or Jared Goff? There you go. In the NBA, it does. However, and this is why I say the Tri-Cities isn't a good, I've criticized it as a sports town. Not as good as LA, which a lot of people have criticized as a sports town in itself. But there's a Twitter account called LA Sports Radio. We don't have a Tri-Cities Sports Radio Twitter account. Why not? I want the publicity. All publicity is good publicity in media, trust me, okay? And LA Sports Radio is a Twitter account dedicated to the LA Sports Radio scene. And they spotted that the Big Baller brand items, let's say t-shirts, that used to go for $50 are now selling for $5. At local volleyball tournaments. Boy, I mentioned how excited I was that AC/DC was coming back, allegedly. Used to be a band out of Philly. Their lead singer now lives in Nashville. That sounded a lot like AC/DC. Cinderella. I used to love Cinderella. Okay, back in the... Now, this is an 80s man and all that. Okay. I used to love them. I had a Cinderella t-shirt that I used to wear, and it had, when the guys were all glam, but why do I wear python boots? Why do I like red python boots? Look at the Night Songs cover for Cinderella. Two guys are wearing red python boots. That's all you need to know right there, okay? So, yeah, Tom Kiefer, he's the guy that, moved to Nashville, and he was the head of the band. Cinderella is now broken up and will be no more. All right, they're gone. So push, push, all those, But no, I said they sounded like AC/DC. First of all, Tom Kiefer sounded his voice a lot like the rough growl of Brian Johnson, and that's been a comparison that's made many times before. Bon Jovi, by the way, discovered Cinderella. Anybody know that? That used to be a famous story. Bon Jovi discovered Cinderella. But then the other idea was that if you listen to a song like Shake Me by Cinderella, and you compare that to You Shook Me All Night Long, right down to the All Night Long, that both songs have, yeah. They also, movie Wayne's World, we're going way back now, 92. There's a song called Hot and Bothered, Tia Carrera. It's sort of her anthem, in Wayne's World. Cinderella does it. Listen sometimes to the beginning of that song and the AC/DC song off the Dirty Deeds Done Dirt Cheap album, Ain't No Fun Waiting Around to Be a Millionaire. Extraordinarily similar. Now, Cinderella didn't want to be AC/DC like Brittany Fox wanted to be Cinderella, but that's another story entirely. Okay, so... What does this have to do about LaVar Ball? Nothing. I digressed. Forgive me. Okay? So there you go. But the deal is here, LaVar Ball is going on clearance, it looks like. His company, his shoe deal, it is perhaps not a moment too soon. And I guess that LaVar Ball has been politically incorrect now, so ESPN doesn't like him, and it took him off, and da-da-da. Some people say, well, we can't wait for him to go away. Can I just say one thing about LaVar Ball? And I cannot believe that I am going to now praise LaVar Ball, but I will say this. I don't think he's done, and I think that one of the things that LaVar Ball should be remembered for, and I think he has a chance to be remembered for, is the guy that, I don't want to say killed college basketball, because I think college basketball will be around, but you know what? I think because of LaVar Ball, because he had took his son out of UCLA and sent him to Lithuania, and now look what's happening. The G League is going to pay players coming out of high school $125,000 a year. You've got players coming out of high school, they don't go to Kentucky for one and done. We're not going to have one and done. Instead, they're going, maybe not to Lithuania, but to New Zealand. Say what you will, but that, hey, you know what? The player is paid with a college scholarship. I mean, these guys, they're in college to play basketball. Come on. I mean, maybe at Tusculum it's a student athlete. Maybe that's where, because their future is with the degree and not playing hoops. But if you're a legitimate NBA prospect, that's where your earnings are going to come from. Not your art history degree. Sorry, Mom. Now, my mom's art history degree, that's another story. She got her, PhD out of Bryn Mawr. I mean, come on. So, there you go. So anyway, I really think LaVar Ball, with the way that he handled college basketball, okay, boorish, again, why people paid so much attention to him, I have no idea. I have no idea why the media kept coming back and said, yes, tell us more. Ridiculousness. But the one thing Ball did, by taking his son out of UCLA and sending him to Lithuania, and having his own pro league, that's going to change the way that a basketball player is developed. And no longer will they be dependent on college basketball. We'll still have college basketball. This is probably good for the mid-major. But you already saw where the star isn't staying around college basketball. Not like 4 years like the old days. No more. They want the coin. That's happening now for players coming out of high school. And in so many ways, like it or not, give him credit, LaVar Ball paved the way for that. Even if Big Brawler was doomed from the start. I mean, what were the $50 t-shirts for that? Give me a break. Who is going to buy that? Who is going to really buy a Big Baller? I mean, look at this. I overpaid for a t-shirt that puts a boorish man in high cotton. Yes, I want that. I want that athletic apparel. Of course, you look at what Nike does, with Colin Kaepernick and the Betsy Ross flag shoes. They're not a whole lot better. And they got the sweatshops, too. Tri-City Sports Now back for the final segment. Talk about Kendall Jenner after this. You heard me.
With All-American